take a look at this. That's right, this is philosophy. That's right, this is philosophy and velocity. Velocity, we've got philosophy. So what do we have today? We have philosophy. I can't say this. Clement's Homebrew coming at you with a beer review on a chilly day. That's right, it is October 24th today. We're pretty much right in the heart of the fall, but feels like winter is fast approaching. It's going to become 30 degrees tomorrow morning here in Hillsboro, Oregon. And it says it's like 51, but nah, I don't have sun here. And I'm in the back of the house with a breeze. It's mid-40s by feel, I'm sure, but it's cool enough. So what do we have here today? We have philosophy and velocity. Try saying that 10 times fast, because I blew it many times. It's hard. This is a collaboration. It's a collab of Ommegang and AleSmith Brewing, that's right. And if you think about their beers, well-known beers, you'll know exactly what this is. It's AleSmith's Speedway Coffe Stout and Ommegang's Three Philosophers Belgian-style Quadruple Ale. Now that just sounds too interesting and two well-known breweries. You know, I haven't had either of these beers in a very long time. So what the heck, let's mix it up. One thing that's interesting is the cans will look different dependent on which one of them actually brewed it. You'll notice on mine, it says that it's the East Coast edition, which means Ommegang brewed it, and it's 10.8% ABV. But if it says West Coast edition, has more black around the exterior, that means that it's coming from AleSmith, and it's 11.5% ABV. I need to try that one. But this should be a fun one to try. We're gonna go ahead and get this cracked open. I find that some of these kinds of mixes can be real hit and miss, if you will. But we're gonna see what this is all about. And I figured this is something that people can get all across the country, most likely. You can see that it's got a full 2.5 finger head on there. The head on it makes me think more almost in some ways of a quad head than a creamy stout head, because I can see the bubbles pretty clearly. See if you can see them if I put it way up there. And the color, around the edges it's got kind of a brownish, but otherwise it's just a really deep brown. It really is more of a coffee roast color, light coffee roast. Let's see if I can get a nose out here with this big head. All right, it's gonna be hard to do it through this head, but I did get some things right away. The first thing I actually get was more influence from Ommegang. Not a real surprise since they brewed this particular batch. I'm getting just lightly some of the yeasty character coming off the Belgian yeast, but it's not as dominating as usually a Belgian yeast type ale would be. I also got some nice light sweetness. I think I got some of that candy sugar coming through, but you do get some of those darker elements too. And on this one, it was even more of that Belgian and candy sugar coming through. I'm gonna try to get some of the head off of this. Hate to do this, but I'll do it right on camera so you know what I did. I'm not sipping it, no cheating there. Guy, that's a waste. Okay, so just faintly getting the coffee, very faint for me, faintly getting some of the roast type qualities on it. I do think that the Ommegang style is more dominant, at least on this version of it. And it makes me wonder if they did something a little bit different on percentages in their mix, or if they went 50-50. We have no idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and just jump on in. This is gonna be interesting to parse out, let me tell you. I made sure it wasn't too cold, although it's cold enough out here as it is. It's probably chilling it just sitting outside. Yeah, there's a great deal of complexity off of this, quite frankly. A lot of different layers that were just coming through big time. Wow, that's tough. So I'm getting the Belgian yeast, but I know that it's not just Belgian yeast. It's very clear that there's a mix of yeasts here. but you are getting some of that style. Then a bit of the deep roast, and what I assume is the coffee kind of hits the tongue, which kind of pulls out more of those bittering qualities. Because there's a lot of sweetness between both of these beers, that bittering quality actually is really nice because it kind of tempers it and evens the whole thing out. Wow, so odd. Again, some of those Belgian sweet characteristics that you get off the 3 Philosophers. Been so long, I'll have to get that alone. I did pick up a Speedway Stout that I'll enjoy later. But then you get in that roasty quality. You get chocolate coming on through, which is nice. And a little bit of like a cocoa, like cocoa powder too, but more just cocoa. It's definitely a deep, dark chocolate, and then some distinctly just actually cocoa. Oddly, through all of this, you can pull out a little bit of the dark fruits on this too. I'm gonna start warming this up because I wanna see, I'm gonna have to do it with my hands. It's not gonna happen any other way. Just to see if I can pull out some more of those dark fruits on here. The candy sugar is definitely in there. And you definitely get, you know, a little bit of a Belgian, light Belgian spice on it as well. And as you can see, as I'm swirling it, man, that head can go for miles on whatever this combination did. Warming up my hands over here. And that's fun. So with that warmer character, some of the bitterness is coming out a little more distinctly. I'm definitely getting the chocolate, but it is all balanced and tempered out with this Belgian style. It's very interesting. I've had some Belgian stouts before, and I've always been kind of mixed on whether I liked them or not. The dark fruits aren't really distinct. I'm getting like a dark cherry and wood, almost like cherry wood type quality on it. I'm getting like almost some smoky roasty flavor, which is interesting. I don't know where that comes from, but something with a mix. As far as other dark fruits, if anything, I'd say there might be like a hint of a fig or a raisin type quality. Again, not super strong, not super distinct, but you know it's in there. But again, the cherry comes off like a woody cherry, you know? A roasted oak barrel with cherry. Very interesting. Man, that's a lot of odd things coming at you at once, you know? 2 different yeasts, so partially Belgian, some nice woody type characters going on with cherry or chocolate, some like the espresso coffee type flavors, hints of dark fruits of other types, hints of caramel, candy sugar. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that's just really hitting you all at once. I'm kind of having a fun time with this one, which is surprising. Some of these can be a real flop, some of these mixes, but this is definitely a conversation beer. Well, I'm not going to hesitate to top up and get the last of these 16 ounces. I am enjoying this. So what can I really say? I can't really come in with a style because we've got 2 different styles here. But we can come in with an overall. Let me give it another taste. Ooh. God, I wish I could describe it. I got another whole mix that hit me. Man, when the foam hit the top of my mouth, some new sweet characteristics came in. I'm not sure if I can tell you exactly what they are, but I think I got some more of the different characters that you might get off some Belgian-style beers, which was funny, like the spicy sweet, different spices almost, I would say. And then I got a little bit more of that candy sugar, but also with some other variations of like chocolate qualities and coffee as well. This is hard to describe. I do like odd things, folks. This might not be for you, but I love conversational beers that are just very interesting. For me, I'm rather enjoying it. I'm gonna give it a decent score. I'm really surprised. I wasn't expecting to. It's in the low 90s. I'm gonna go 92. This is fun. I'm shocked. I don't think everyone else is gonna rate it as high because I know I'm a little bit different when it comes to my taste. Boy, if you've had the AleSmith version of it, please let me know. I'd love to hear what you thought and any other comments, because this is a beer that's gonna hit people very differently in very different ways. It's gonna be, I'm gonna get some odd comments off of this on my rating for sure. But But here it is again. This is the one that's brewed by Ommegang. It's the Philosophy and Velocity, that collab between AleSmith and Ommegang. This one came out of the East Coast and I'm on the West Coast, so go figure. This one's 10.8. Again, the other one's 11.5. Life's too short to drink cheap beer. Experiment a little. I'll see you in the next beer review. Cheers.